Welcome back to another Marketing Monday episode. Thank you for tuning in. As always, this is another episode with Vi Media. Myself, Eric Brown. I am president at Vi Media. So, of course, if you reach out to Vi Media or you reach out to the channel here, more likely than not, you will have either the privilege or, if you don't like me, I guess the not privilege of talking to me at Vi Media. So you can reach out to us at vi.media or feel free to reach out to us here. Please like, review, subscribe. We appreciate everyone's support. Let's get into it. All right, Google, of course, released the June core update. Google officially began rolling out its June 2025 core update on June 30th, marking the second major algorithm refresh this year. The rollout expected to take about 3 weeks, so this should be concluded here shortly. As usual, Google emphasized that this is a broad system-wide update designed to improve search rankings and content relevance. So if your site experiences ranking drops, it doesn't necessarily indicate an issue with your content. Google reiterated that there's no specific fix for declines related to core updates. Instead, creators, as always, should focus. Excuse me, lost where I was going here. Let's see, Google, yes, doesn't necessarily indicate an issue. So you should focus, as always, on producing helpful, high-quality, people-first content rather than trying to game changes in rankings. Recovery often happens gradually. If you do experience a drop, with more noticeable improvements sometimes only after future updates. Performance Max is also getting an asset level cost reporting and negative keyword control, which is great because, of course, in the past, I've talked about how, for the most part, Performance Max campaigns have been a waste of money for most industries. Obviously, industries like restaurants and things like that can get just cheap brand awareness is great. But if you're specifically trying to drive leads for like law firms or home service clients, a lot of what we work with, it's just a waste of money. Now, with that said, June, they rolled out 2 major updates to the Performance Max campaign. One of those is asset level cost and cost per lead reporting. This is great. You can now see cost, conversions, and cost per lead with each creative element, headlines, images, videos, etc. We're also going to have campaign level negative keywords. Advertisers can now exclude low performing search terms across an entire campaign using the API, which of course goes to show why before we didn't do a lot with Performance Max, because we didn't get a lot of that reporting and we weren't able to, exclude a lot of that search that we didn't necessarily want to be advertising for. So that's where the waste in spending comes into play. When it comes to as far as it comes to you guys, business owners, or those in marketing, as far as really the takeaways that we want to take away, I'll say it 3 times, from the new changes in Performance Max campaigns is this: smarter creative optimization. We're going to be able to double down on headlines and visuals that drive leads and cut the ones that don't. So really what this comes down to is us going to be able, or you or marketing agencies or whoever you are, you're going to be able to cut wasted spend, right? Simple as that, which is great. We don't want to have a campaign where we don't know how it's performing and don't know how to make it perform better. At the end of the day, again, that goes back to why it was wasted money. Also, we're going to have cleaner targeting with campaign-wide negatives, which is going to, of course, help keep the budget focused on high intent traffic, which is what we want. We want those people for, your companies. You want to be advertising to those people that have a direct intention of using your type of business, right? You don't want to be in front of people that are maybe looking for something relevant, but it's not actually going to be a person that wants to use your type of business or wants to buy your type of product or service, whatever you're offering, right? So we want to get rid of those people that are searching those terms that we know are not going to be providing an actual sale or providing revenue for the business. More precise control. These updates make, of course, Performance Max more viable for strategy-driven lead generation, especially in high competition or service-based markets. These changes will give us a deeper control and clear data inside what was once a black box, which is what I talked about before. We're actively currently right now assessing where this unlocks new potential for clients focused on lead generation, and we'll apply it where it strengthens ROI. So, of course, that's what we care about, return on investment at the end of the day. Of course, generative AI is being used in social media. AI is being adopted more and more across social media planning, creation, and even ad delivery. Creators are utilizing AI tools due to the convenience, of course, that it provides. Faster production, easier personalization, and increased creative testing are, few of the things, that we're able to benefit with AI. When using AI, though, it's crucial to understand how to use it as well as how to continue to stay, different from the rest. We also have AI-powered advertising enhancements, which we just talked about. I will say that Meta has rolled out new AI tools and video editing enhancements for advertisers, emphasizing personalization at scale. These updates highlighted at, of course, Cannes Lions 2025 allow for smarter creative workflows and improved return on ad spend. ROAS, baby. With Meta reporting a 22% increase in ROAS for campaigns using Advantage Plus and AI features. Google, of course, also introduced AI mode traffic segmentation in Search Console, giving marketers clearer data on how generative search drives visits, pushing brands to adopt SEO strategies for AI-driven environments, which I talked about, I believe last week or the week before here on the show. Instagram content, including reels and photo posts, are now fully indexable by search engines like Google starting earlier this week, actually last week, July 10th, blurring the lines between SEO and social media. We are staying on top of this to see how that's going to affect SEO. Good news is that for any of our clients that have been actively managing and making content, we are using that for an SEO strategy already currently for their company, meaning we've already been pushing that stuff to social media. So this could be a big game changer when it comes to SEO. And, this content now being fully indexable by Google and other search engines as well. So this gives brands a chance to boost, obviously, their visibility. It's going to require tighter integration of social and search campaigns, which I've talked about on this podcast before in the past, before this was even a thing. Threads is climbing app download charts, signaling growing interest in alternative social platforms. So there's a lot of changes happening right now when it comes to marketing. I will say from the standpoint of SEO, anytime there's a core update, don't freak out. Like I said before, if you're seeing rankings drop, that, usually doesn't mean, unless, of course, you're doing some sort of, black hat SEO or something that Google would not like, and maybe this core update, they caught onto it, and then, of course, you dropped in rankings accordingly. But if you're doing everything up to board and you have a good SEO strategy in place and, you took a hit on some rankings, don't go fire your SEO company just because of that. And don't go make a big change in how you're doing things just because of that. Because we've seen countless times where, our clients will take a hit and some of our clients will see an increase, even though we're doing essentially the exact same strategy for both of those clients, say they're in different areas, and we see one go up and one go down. We're like, well, this doesn't make any sense. And, sometimes it's very quickly that the company that lost rankings will get those back. Sometimes it just takes a little bit more time. We're not inside the mind of Google. It's hard to exactly tell why some of this stuff happens. But really what we want to see is consistency and growth, right? When it comes to SEO or ads or social media or whatever you're, marketing and spending money on, that's what you want to see. So I think the big takeaways from this is, see if these AI tools are going to be helpful in Meta, for example. With ads, we're going to be paying attention to that. We're going to also be paying attention to how indexable these reels and content are going to be on Instagram and the other platforms as well. And if that is going to be, a necessary strategy moving forward, which I can already assume it's going to be. And of course, look at, the PPC. Look at the new PPC updates when it comes to the Performance Max campaign, because it sounds like for a lot of companies that previously would not have wanted to do that, which of course, like I talked about, for good reason, are now going to potentially have a good reason to go ahead and actually build out a Performance Max campaign for their clients. And also, if you're a business owner or marketing executive listening to this, for the company that you work inside, of course, as well. So big news coming to the marketing field and everything to do with Google and social media and blah, blah, blah. But the other takeaway is you want all of this stuff to be working together, right? I will say that, it's very difficult when you have, a business you're trying to run, and you have, instead of, say, an internal marketing person or internal marketing team and an outsourced team, now what you have is you have essentially 4 different marketing companies. You have like an SEO company, a PPC, a social media, right? You have all these different companies, and none of it's organized in a manner that is going to make sense as a full marketing strategy. And I know a big thing lately has been kind of consolidating these services into one. And I'm not going to sit here and say that you should consolidate all your marketing services just into one marketing agency. But you don't want to have a bunch of different businesses working on stuff, not talking together, because at the end of the day, it's going to negatively impact your marketing reach, your campaign, and of course the revenue that's going to, provide your business. So that is all the time we have for today. As always, please like, review, subscribe, tell a friend. And if you'd like to know more, we have a ton of videos on this channel talking about a lot of things marketing related. We do, of course, a lot of digital marketing at Vi, but we've also talked about other things on this channel as well, like direct mail and things like that too. So if you want to learn more, go look for some of those videos, go back in. And of course, if you want to talk to us, you can visit us at vi.media. You can reach out to us wherever you're listening to this, episode right now, or you can reach out to me personally, Eric Kempf Brown, across the board. You can find me on any of the social media platforms. If you feel free and send me a message there. Thank you all. We'll see you next week.